Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You've heard it from Rick Rome, episode 3. The thing that I hate about the news is they're always reporting on some kind of catastrophe where there doesn't need to be that catastrophe. Like right now, they're talking about flooding. There's all this flooding going on, right? But then there's this big old forest fire. And the floods need to be where the forest fire are, and the forest fire need to be where the floods are, and they're just not in the same place at the right time. And the news always points that shit out, and it bugs the fuck out of me. I don't know. It might not bug the fuck out of you, but you heard it from me, and that's why you watch this channel. They found out A-Rod is so juiced up, the doctor had to take his blood with a Capri Sun straw. That's what happened in the doctor's office with A-Rod. They were saying that when they send A-Rod to the rehab center, creatine is going to have to be his methadone. That's what they were talking about in the news. And they were also saying that, you know how every time, this is what they said in the news. This wasn't, don't quote me. This is what was in the news. The news said, you know how they say every time a woman farts, an angel gets its wings? You know how they say that? Well, every time A-Rod hits a home run, an asterisk is recorded in the stat column. That's what they were saying in the news. Also in the news, it said 53-year-old Simon Cowell is happy about becoming a father. Now, I don't know about you or me. First of all, the only way a 53-year-old man is going to be happy about having a child is if he's filthy fucking rich. You have to be filthy fucking rich to be happy that you can. I mean, it's good that you're with a young girl that can still get pregnant. You really got to wonder how this kid is going to turn out. As brutally critical as Simon is, I hate to see that kid bring home his first report card. You know what I'm saying? I could see Simon right now looking at the report card and say, I just want to say this is the greatest report card if there was a contest for the worst report card in the world. This report card is so bad, it's a masterpiece of idiocy. You might as well have changed the B grades to Fs. This report card is so bad. This report card is everything I despise. And he's like, you will not pass to the next round. But I got some other news that I got to get off my chest too. This is local news. This is Rick Rome news. And I was shaking all these comics' hand in the green room after my set at Aces, and I was getting ready to go. And the polite thing to do is to shake people's hands on the way out because I'm a polite motherfucker. Even though people think I'm a rude motherfucker, I'm a polite person. What I'm trying to say, I shake people's hands. So I'm shaking everyone's hand, and I get to this comic. His name Aaron Milborn. I just want everybody. I don't know. I didn't get to see his comedy. He's done comedy for me. I don't know. I didn't watch his comedy. You gotta see it to say whether, the guy's good or bad. I don't know. The guy could be good. The guy could be great. The guy could be bad. The guy could be horrible. I don't know. All I know is I know Aaron Milborn, and I'll remember Aaron Milborn for the rest of my life. And it's because of this. Aaron Milborn. Aaron Milborn. I got to him to shake his hand, and it was his turn to handshake with me on the way out, and Aaron Milborn scratched the hell out of his nuts. He was just like, I mean, he was like, his hand turned into a rake, and he was just, he was raking the leaves out of his crotch hair. I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but it looked like he was clawing the fuck out of his nuts, and he was like, and I was in shock, and I had my hand out, and I was like, this motherfucker is shaking, scratching his nut, he's raking scratch nuts in front of me before the handshake, and me with my jaw dropped to the ground because I couldn't believe what I was watching, and I was like, this is weird. And he hurried up and took his hand from out his crotch and shook my hand. shook my hand, and I shook it back, and I was still in shock that he scratched, and I said, "So you just gonna scratch your nuts and just shake my hand?" And he's like, "Yep." And I was like, "Okay, well, thank you for next time. I'll scratch my nuts, and then we can, you know, be nut brothers." I don't know. That's kind of gay. We just nut brothers. Who wants to be nut brothers with another dude? I don't know. This might have gotten gay. I don't know if the dude was gay. I don't know if he was telling me you should smell my nuts on the way to the restroom. I don't know what was going on with the scratching. And all I know is I will forever remember Aaron Milburn because he scratched me with a nutty hand. And when I went to the restroom to take a piss, I didn't want to like touch my nuts with a hand that already had another man's nuts. So I had to go and wash my hands before I could take a piss, which is something I don't ever do. It makes me feel like, you know, the person in the restroom thinking maybe my dick is so dirty I gotta wash my hands before and after I use the restroom. I don't want people to think what they thinking in the head. All I know is Aaron Milburn shook my hand with a nutty hand. And that's in personal news today. On the personal rep. I'm just fucking with you too, Aaron, by the way. It's cool, even though you shook my hand with the nuts. It's cool. We're still cool.